What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And some big changes for the channel, and I don't know if y'all can tell, is we actually got wireless mics for the channel. So hopefully this helps with audio. Y'all can hear me a little better when I'm whispering. Mic check, 1 2. So other than that, everything else on the cars is going really great. This week we actually have some big plans. I wouldn't say big plans, but some plans of getting this car ready for next weekend. Next weekend is a little cruise-in that we've got here in town, and it would just be really cool to get this car out and put some mileage on it. Not really trying to get on it hard or race it or anything like that, so just really want to get some street miles on it and see how it's going to do once I get the fuel filter on. The truck, big news about the truck, it actually has an aftermarket intake on it now, and it is back running and driving. I did buy a cheaper intake just for the money cost and all that. We were trying to see, is a cheaper intake worth buying versus, you know, some of these Hollies and these higher brand intakes. So we purchased a cheap one. It was around $480 for the intake. That included throttle body, gaskets, fuel rails, crossover, and maybe a couple other miscellaneous stuff. That did not come with a throttle bracket. That did not come with injectors. Didn't come with fuel lines. Bunch of stuff. We're going to go over and check it out here in a minute. But pretty much on that car, we bought this cheap intake, and it ended up being a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But in all fairness, when you buy something cheap like that, you almost have to prepare yourself for the upset of being either cheap gaskets, or the fuel rails are cheap, or they don't send you any instructions. So you have to prepare yourself when you buy something like that. If you're not mechanically inclined or have some kind of mechanic help, that intake is a pain in the butt. So I ended up rerunning the wiring harness on it, a bunch of stuff, had to buy new gaskets, went from 5.3 injectors to LS injectors, had to change out the wiring harness, we had to buy adapters for the harness. The fuel rails were kind of a pain in the butt. If anybody watches any other videos on cars where they're doing these swaps on the 5.3, the way the alternator is designed, it really gets in the way of the fuel rails. Now, you could do an alternator relocation bracket, but that would require you to change pretty much your whole front drive assembly, your belts, your alternator, your power steering, and I just didn't want to do that because I was not planning on getting that far into it. I really just wanted to throw this intake on it, get the fuel lines run, get the return line run, and just go out and smash on it. That didn't end up happening, but the truck is back running and driving. We're not going to be driving it today, but I am going to show y'all what all is done and what I did to the car. So guys, stick around. We're going to jump over to the car. I'm going to grab the GoPro, and we're actually going to move over to the truck. So guys, this mic system should help quite a bit, because with the other mic system, if I turn the camera around away from me, if I didn't turn the mic around, it sometimes muffled the sound of it. So hopefully this will help, just because the mic is attached to me now. But guys, the S10 is officially intake swapped, harness cleaned up, looks great. I'm gonna show y'all right now. But this is what we ended up with. This was a cheap eBay buy intake that we bought off of eBay. 102 throttle body. I did make the bracket for the actual throttle, so that was handmade, piece of aluminum. Different injectors. We're not running an intake or an air cleaner pipe right now, just because of the radiator that's in this. Later on down the road, we are going to probably cut out this radiator, take the AC out. The AC box is going to come out. AC delete, big motor, race car. We're going to cut the core support, push the radiator back, or forward, technically forward towards me, and hopefully create some more room, because this motor does not necessarily fit very well in here. It's very, very tight. But the issue that we ended up having on this, let me turn this light on. So everybody that's done one of these intakes knows that the return line, you almost impossible to do. So when I was doing this, the alternator was pretty much the limiting factor. I tried every RH line that they had. I tried a 90, I tried a 180, I've tried it all. So ended up not being able to use the original wiring or the original alternator for this thing, and actually ended up going with an S10 smaller alternator, same bracket and everything, but this is actually made for the 4.3. Works perfect, same voltage, everything. So this ended up working. It was actually narrower in width, so it worked perfect. But the one problem that we've got so far is this back fuel line. This actually came with the intake. It's a crossover. It keeps on leaking from the bulkhead right here. So I'm still trying to figure that out, why it's doing that, but it runs and drives and it somewhat does okay. It's not the greatest, but it is sucking in a lot of air. But right now, guys, I'll grab the keys and I'll start it up for y'all, and we'll just hear it run. I'll let y'all see it run, because it does actually run and drive. I just ain't drove it down the street because of the fuel leak. I really been wanting to, but we ain't done it. So it's probably definitely going to need a tune too, because it's sucking in a lot more air than what it originally was. And it does idle a little bit higher too, which I think that could just be the bigger intake. It does tend to come down once it warms up. But you'll see when I hit the throttle, it kind of like almost, I don't know, it's like it's getting too much air. And it drops back down. But the fuel leak's actually very small, and it doesn't happen right off the bat. It only starts happening once the system starts to build pressure. So I don't know exactly why it's leaking, if it could just be a cheap line, but the thing sounds mean. It sounds like it's really woke it up a lot. Hopefully I don't have to get it too crazy tuned. Maybe I can just get a street tune done to it. But it's definitely got some throttle response now. It's got a little hesitant, but I think that could be because there's no air cleaner on the front of it, so it's just sucking in massive amounts of air. So like first blop, it doesn't quite rise like it should. Well, we're not going to run that too much, because it does start to leak after a little bit. But hopefully I can get that fixed. The good thing about this one is, with the intake, is the hood is actually going to clear now. A lot better than what it was before. So I've got an extra hood for the car. Hopefully I can put that on here soon. And then we're going to start working on the radiator and stuff, because I got to get some more room in this thing. It's just, there's no room in this truck at all. These engines were almost a little too big for these S10s, to be honest. I mean, look at, like, I don't know if y'all can see that, but that back coil pack bolt is a pain in the butt. I had to get that sucker out. And this coil pack is almost touching the brake booster. Even better, my steering arm is literally rubbing my header. So therefore, this engine is tight in this truck. But it was already in the truck when I got it, so we deal with it. So right now, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to give y'all a cold start on the Camaro, because I have not started the Camaro yet. So I'm going to put y'all down behind the car, and we'll give you a little cold start on the Camaro. Oh my God, this thing is so loud. I hope y'all can hear me. This thing is so rowdy when you first start it up. We definitely got some new gauges set up. Actually got the Sniper EFI system, and the fuel gauge isn't hooked up completely, but it's in there. Got rid of the radio. Got the harnesses in. Really good, minus the fuel filter and a couple other little things. I had to buy a new air cleaner. We are going to buy a hood here soon. I'll talk about that here in a minute when we shut the car off. So that was probably really loud on the audio, but car's running phenomenal. I can't wait to get it out. Hopefully I can get this fuel filter done. I got to get some gas for the car because I did run out of gas last time I drove it. But we're going to get this fuel filter changed. And like I was saying on the hood, guys, we're not going to run it with no hood. I'm not going to steal that from Cletus just because he's got the name on running no hoods. But the hood that I want is kind of expensive, and right now it's just not in the budget. So for right now, we're just not going to run a hood. I did sell the other hood. It was, I think, since the day I bought it, I hated that hood. So it just come off. The hood that we have decided, I'm not going to tell y'all fully what it is, but it is a cowl induction hood, and it does have some special features on it. And a little hint, we're not going to be painting it. We're going to keep it raw. So if that hints anything towards you guys, leave it down in the comment. Make a guess on what y'all think the hood's going to be, or what hood we're actually going to go with. If y'all already know, let me know. But guys, I just wanted to make this short video updating y'all on the cars. We finally got a beautiful day here in Tennessee. It's been literally raining nonstop all weekend. And this is literally my favorite time of the year. I mean, the trees start changing. It's probably a good crisp 85 out here. It feels amazing here. So guys, I just wanted to update y'all on the cars. They are still here on the channel. And also, I've got some logos being designed and some t-shirts. The t-shirts are not gonna be for sale on any platform on YouTube or anything like that. I'm just wanting to see how they do with like my friends, like what they think of them. Hopefully give them to a couple people and just see if we can get the name out there and people seeing the t-shirts and going to car shows and wearing the shirts. So we've got that. We've got a logo being made. I got some stickers. Might give away some stickers to actually some fans on YouTube. I'll try to talk to Chris about how we're going to do that. But guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by. And I know this is a short little video, but I wanted to give y'all an update on the cars. And guys, we will catch you around, but don't forget to subscribe and like this page. We are gaining interest a lot. So guys, if you know anybody that loves cars or Camaros or just anything. And also on the name change, we did that because the original name was just, it wasn't catchy enough. V Hicks, it wasn't really something I could put on a t-shirt. It's our last name, and our last name's not really that catchy. So All Time Performance just is our new name. I come up with it out of the blue. It just sounded really good to me. I texted Chris. I was like, hey, let's change the YouTube name. So we are now All Time Performance, and that's going to be our name for the remainder of the time. There's no changes, nothing like that. So guys, I hope y'all like the new name, and we'll also have some new stuff coming out too. Guys, I appreciate it. like and subscribe, and we'll catch you around next time. See ya.